In this video, we will see the regularization. What do you mean by regularization? How it is performed, and what is the effect of the regularization on your neural network. So basically, regularization is used to overcome the overfitting. As we have seen that the regularization, or in case of the deep neural network, if you go on increasing the number of parameters, your performance will be better. But at the same time, it will has the problem of overfitting. So rather than increasing the number of parameters, and in regularization we are going to keep the number of parameters same, but at the same time we'll increase or decrease the importance of the parameters by scaling down their coefficients. So we are scaling down or the scale up the coefficient of the uh, features, so that the which okay, parameters or the features are important, its coefficient will be increased, and features which are not important, their coefficients will be decreased. And with that one, we can regularize the parameters or the regularize the uh, coefficient of the features, or we can say that it is the normalization. So we'll regularize means it is the controlling of the importance of the features. So this regularization modifies the objective function that we minimize by adding the additional term that penalize the large weights. So here, this is the regression. So input is x, output is y, and this is the train regression or the any predictor. The predicted value of this predictor or the regression is the beta y hat, which is equals to the beta 0 plus beta 1 x1. So there may be the number of parameters you can use. So here it is used only the beta 0 and beta 1, only two parameters, and the only one feature, that is only x1 or x only. And this is the trained predictor. When you want to test this one, so we can apply the any test sample or the test input. When it is the test input is applied, so its actual value of the test input or actual output is output value corresponding to this x value. Okay, some value of x input, its actual value will be this one, which is y, and its predicted value which comes over this predictor. So predict values on the predictor, this will give the predicted values for corresponding to the different values of the input x. So corresponding to this test point, its actual value is this, and the predicted value which comes over the this predictor or the regressor. So this predicted value is the y hat, which is equals to this one. And if you want to calculate the error, so error is nothing but the y minus y hat, that is the actual value minus predicted value. And then you can use the any loss function. The loss function may be the your square error loss function, that will be given as the y minus y hat whole square, or you can use the some mean square error, that may be the 1 by n under root of y minus y hat square. So any loss function you can use over the error, and we want to reduce the loss function. That is the main objective of our any uh, network. So regularization modifies the objective function. Here the objective function of this one is nothing but the error is the objective function, so y minus y hat, and that we want to reduce. We want to reduce the error. So that can be done by minimizing the adding the additional term, which is called as the penalty. So here this objective function or the error function is this one, that is the y minus y hat, where y hat is equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x, plus this is the additional term which is called as the penalty term. So the penalty term is very important in case of the regularization. So we are modifying this objective function or error function by adding some terms. Here f of theta grows larger as the component of theta grows larger, and lambda is the regularization strength. So what is indicates, as the value of theta is nothing but here we have used the beta and beta 1 or the beta factor. So as the value of beta or the beta 1, these are goes on increasing. So these are the component or the, you can say, coefficient of the features. So as the coefficient of the features are increases, that theta is increases, the f of theta will be goes on increasing. As it goes on increasing, that will give you the, or that will goes into the overfitting. So we have to control this f of theta by multiplying with the some controlling parameters lambda. So lambda is the controlling parameter which decide the regularization strength. So as theta increases, f of theta will increases, and that we can control by changing the value of the control parameter or the regularization strength lambda. And overall, the error will be reduces. So this is nothing but this, if you have the some error, and if you add some not error, if you add some, suppose this is the loss rather than error, suppose this is the loss, and if you want to reduce the loss, you can add some money so that your loss will be reduces. So the basic function of this regularization is to add the sum or modify the error function or the some objective function by adding some penalty term, and that penalty term will be regularized or by control by using the some lambda term, or it will be scale up or scale down parameter is the lambda. So choose the value of lambda which determines how much we want to protect against the overfitting. If we have the higher overfitting, or it is very large overfitting in our network, in that case we require to use the higher value of lambda. If there is a very less overfitting, in that case we can reduce the value of lambda, and according to that your penalty term will be increase or decrease. Lambda equals to 0 implies that we do not take any measure against the possibility of the overfitting. If there is no at all overfitting is occur in your network, in that case we can put the lambda equals to 0. So this term will be, penalty term will become 0, and your normal equation of the finding the loss function or the error function will be remains as it is. But if the lambda is too large, so if the value of lambda is larger one, in that case, then our model will prioritize the keeping theta as small as possible over trying to find the parameter values that perform well on our training set. So if the value of lambda is larger one, in that case, we are limiting our f of theta. Indirectly, we are limiting the value of theta or the this parameter values beta 0, beta 1, and we are setting the values of beta or the theta such that, or parameter values such that it will uh, perform well on the training set. So anyway, we have to control the lambda value such that the overall term, indirectly the f of theta and the theta, will be controlled, so that this total value will not goes very high, and because of that it will not goes into overfitting. So overfitting can be overcome by adding this penalty term into our objective function or the loss function. So regularization helps the overcoming over the overfitting issue. So overfitting issues can be overcome by using the regularization. It helps keeping the parameter regular or normal. So keeping the parameters or the features regular or normal means its values or the important of that particular feature or the parameter can be increased or can be decreased, so or it will be controlled within the certain limit. It cannot be very low or it cannot be very high, so that there will be the overfitting issue. So this is called as the normalization of the parameter also. So we have to control the parameter by using some controlling parameter or the scaling parameter, so that the value of the parameters will not goes beyond the certain limit. So generally we do not want huge weight. So weight or these parameters are called as a weight again. So we do not want only very high value of the weights. This y equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x, that is your y hat, actually it is a y hat. So predictor output or the predicted output. If we take the derivative of this one, So y is your dependent variable and x is the independent variable. If we take the derivative of y with respect to x, dy by dx, which is equals to the only b1 or the beta 1, because this is beta 0 is the constant, it will be the bias, constant bias, and only the beta 1 will be remains. So if you take the derivative dy by dx, the derivative of the dependent variable with respect to independent variable, so we want to find out the what is the change in the y or the output with respect to change in the input, and that will be equals to the only beta 1. So by taking the derivative, so what it suggests, uh, the large change in the weight makes large difference in the target variable. So if the beta 1 value is larger one, if it is moved to the very large value, in that case the definitely the numerator should be very high corresponding to the value of the or change in the x or the input. So when the beta 1 is very large or that parameter is increases very large, the effect of this one, there is a large change in the output corresponding to the small change in the input. So definitely this component beta 1 or that parameters will dominate the other features. So because the beta 1 is the coefficient of x1 feature or the x feature. So there may be the beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus beta 3 x3 more number of features if you want to increase this or if you want to make this generalized one. So large number of parameters and large number of coefficient. So beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus beta 3 x3 to up to beta 1 x1. So in that case, if the certain parameter value is larger one, which indicates that the output, the change in the output will be driven by only that particular parameters, and there is no importance of the other parameter. This should not be done or this should not be happen, because only one parameter will or one feature will dominate the other parameter, or output will be decided by only that particular parameter or the feature. So zero weight for feature that are not very important, because if the weight is zero, that means there is no use of that parameter, so that should not be happen. Not too much weight for the any feature, so any feature should not be very high weight or it should not be have the very high coefficient. So in both the cases we have the problem. So to avoid this one, the method is to regularize or to control the parameters of the or the coefficient of the your features. So optimization is the minimization of the loss function. So this is the basically loss function equation. Loss is given by the minimum, or we have to minimize the loss function. That's what is the minimum. Sigma I equals to 1 to n yi minus beta I xi whole square. So yi is your actual output. Beta I xi, this product, assuming the beta 0 equals 0, bias equals to 0, or after taking the derivation automatically this constant will becomes the 0. So it will be only the beta I and xi whole square. So this beta I xi is nothing but your y hat. So the y minus y hat. So this is the error term and its square. So it is the square error or the square loss term. Plus we are adding one term which is equals to lambda by 2 sigma I equals to 1 to n beta I mod of beta I raised to power p. So this one will control the your loss. So this is called as the penalty term, and this penalty term is added to control the loss. So here the p, the power may be the 1 or 2. If the power is 1, so this is the one type of regularization, that is called as the Lasso regularization. So or the L1 loss function when the p equals to 1. So simply the p equals to 1 in this case. So it will be only the, we are taking the mod of the all the parameter values, sum of the parameter values, and multiplied by the lambda by 2, or somewhere it is only the lambda. Ridge regularization, another type of regularization, which is called as the L2 loss function when the p, this power is equals to 2. So other things are same. So by using this power of beta, maybe the 1 or 2, we are getting these two type of regularization. Lasso regularization, in that the power will be equals to 1, only the mod of beta is taken, and in case of the ridge regularization, we'll take the power equals to 2. So the parameter square is taken and then these are added, and this total is multiplied with the some regularization parameter lambda, and then this term will be added as a penalty term. To understand this, we'll consider the example. So let us consider the example to understand the ridge regularization and the lasso regularization. So first one is the ridge regularization. Here the y hat equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus beta 3 x3 plus bit up to the beta n xn. So we are considering the more number of parameters or more number of features or the more number of weights. All these are the same. Beta 2 is the parameters, so beta are the parameters, or these are the weight values which are multiplied with your input value, these features, to get the output of the any neuron. So this may be up to the n, so any number of parameters you can consider. So we are considering here only the three parameters and the three weights, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, and the dimensionality of the vector is input vector is 3, x1, x2, x3, and these are the certain values. Beta 0 equals to 0.9, randomly you are taking 1.2 x1 plus 20 x2 plus 39 x3, but it indicates here this the importance of x1 is smaller one, or this feature x1 is smaller one. Importance of the x2 is somewhat more than this, and the importance of x3 will very large. So x3 is the more dominating features, and this will get the output will be driven by only the x3. So this will goes into the your overfitting. To avoid this, we use the some scaling factor, that lambda, so that the coefficient after scaling the coefficient or applying the some coefficient scaling method, will y hat will becomes as the 0.9 plus 0.7 x1 plus 0.2 x2 plus 5 x1. So definitely importance of the scaling is to reduce the complexity or computational complexity, because here it is only the one feature. Okay, x1, x2, x3, these are the uh, features of the first vector. Similarly, there may be the n number of or the thousand number of features are there, and everywhere this x1, x2, x3 values will be different, and these coefficients are the same. And this coefficient 39, 20, these are the very large value. So we have to do the calculation with these higher values. So definitely the computational complexity for this weight vector is very larger one. So definitely if you reduce these values or the scale down this value, the computational complexity will be reduces. So this is scaled down with certain parameter and we'll get this values. Okay, 39 is changed to the 5, 20 is changed to the 2, 1.2 is 2.7, and here there is no scaling because it is beta 0, it is constant. Then the L2 is used for the ridge regression. Loss function plus we are adding some penalty term. So this penalty term is important. So this penalty term is added beta vector weight vector square. So this is the weight vector square. So this penalty term, so we can control the beta. Weight vector is square of the weight vector, and these are the vectors w1 square plus w2 square, w3 square up to wn square for the n number of features. So we are controlling the beta such that we should avoid the overfitting or overcome the overfitting, as well as there should be the less computational complexity. See this one first, beta equals to 0.1. When there is the beta is equals to 0.1, the values of this, so this is the graph which shows that this is the coefficient. Maybe here it is the values are positive for this each and every coefficient, here it is the negative values of the coefficient, and these are the coefficients. So maybe that this one may be the x1, x2, x3, x4 up to xn. So in this case, this coefficient is having this much value, larger one. Another coefficient is having this value. Okay, as per this one, maybe the higher one, lower one, lower one. So these are the coefficient. So number of coefficient, and these are the values of the coefficient. So when the beta equals to 0.1, if you increase the value of beta, this one, as it is increases, so the value of the function will be goes down, decreases, or the parameters will be decreases, or the value of the weights will be goes down, decreasing. So if you goes on increasing the value of beta, again higher value, then again the value of this function or the parameters or the coefficient of the parameter will be goes on decreasing. So what it suggests, if you increase the value of beta, that is the penalty term, the weight vector or the coefficient of the weight or the not coefficient. So these are the coefficient of the features. X1 is your input vector or the feature, its coefficient is this one. So these are goes on changing. So if you increase the value of beta, this controlling parameter, its value of the coefficient of the features are goes on decreasing. Okay, so in that way we can control the coefficient of the features or the importance of the each and every feature by controlling the beta value. So this is the Lasso regression. It is same as the previous one. This equation is same. This equation again we have taken the same values, and then we are applying the sum. The method is different, Lasso regression, and because of that this scaling parameter factor will be different, and because of that these values will be converted into the point none will be remains as it is, but the 1.2 will be converted into the 0 x1 0, or 20 is converted into 0, and this x3 coefficient will be 39 to 5. So here it is the sum of the parameters or sum of the coefficient of some features becomes 0. So because these are not having the any importance, and because of that our equation will be reduces to the smaller one, and this will again reduces the complexity, computational complexity. So by using the regularization, the complexity or computational complexity will be reduces, because the parameters or you can say feature which are not important, these are removed from the your equations. So this is the equation for loss, same equation beta. Only thing is here, in previous case here it was the square term. Now it is the vector of only the weights is taken. So only the absolute value of the weight vectors are taken, and this is becomes as the your penalty term. So the weight vector W is equals to the mod of W1 plus mod of W2 plus mod of W3 up to mod of Wn. In previous case it was square term. Then if you control or change the value of beta, suppose initially if you take the value of beta is controlling parameter is beta, so its value is very small, 1. In that case the value of the function or value of this coefficient will be higher one. As you goes on increasing the value of beta, beta equals to 1. In this case the value of this coefficient which was larger one previously, now it is reduces, then from this value it will become the lower one here. Another coefficient, its value will be again reduces, but here the sum of the coefficient whose value was very small initially, this coefficient value will become 0. So in this case some number of coefficient whose value was very small in previous one, this becomes the 0. If you again increase the value of beta, more number of features and their coefficient values will become 0. So here the more coefficient are becoming 0, and only some of the coefficients, their coefficient values are reduces, and some of the coefficient values was which was very small value initially, these values will become 0, and remaining only the some less number of features are remains. So that's why it is called as the feature selection, because we have dropping out the some of the features which are not important, their coefficients are made 0, and only less number of features will be taken care or will be used for the further calculation. So that's why this method is called as the again the feature selection. So less some features are drop out and some features are used for the further. So the difference between the regularization and Lasso regularization, in regularization, no component or you can say the coefficient of any features becomes 0. These are very small, these are reduces to very small value, but never this will becomes the 0 in case of the regularization. While in case of the Lasso regularization, some of the features and their coefficient will be removed or becomes 0. and that's why this lasso regularization is used in some cases for the feature selection methods. So this is something about the regularization. In next video we'll go for overfitting, dropout methods for overcoming the overfitting problem. Thank you very much.